The first time she called me, I almost hung up. It was a Tuesday evening. I had just gotten home from work. The apartment was quiet. My husband Daniel was supposedly on a business trip. At least, that's what he told me. Then my phone rang. An unknown number. Normally I wouldn't answer, but something told me to pick up. I wish I hadn't. Or maybe, I'm glad I did. The voice on the other end was shaking. A woman. And the first thing she said changed my life forever. "Are you Sarah?" I said yes. Then there was silence. A long silence. And then she asked, "How long have you been married to Daniel?" At first I thought it was a prank. I laughed nervously. Then I told her she must have the wrong number. But she didn't. She knew everything. My address, my birthday, the date of my wedding. Things only someone close to Daniel could know. Then she said something that made my stomach drop. "My name is Amara. And Daniel is my husband too." I wanted to scream. I wanted to call her a liar. I wanted to believe she was crazy. But deep inside, I already knew. Because suddenly, every strange thing Daniel had ever done started making sense. The unexplained absences, the late-night meetings, the mysterious trips, the second phone he always kept hidden. All the pieces began fitting together, and I hated how perfectly they fit. The next day, I met Amara. Not because I trusted her, because I needed answers. She walked into the cafe carrying a photo album, and when she sat down, she opened it. Inside were wedding pictures, her wedding pictures, with Daniel. The same man, the same smile, the same wedding ring, the same promises, just a different bride. I felt sick. We compared dates, compared stories, compared memories, and the truth became impossible to ignore. For 7 years, Daniel had been living 2 separate lives, 2 homes, 2 marriages, 2 wives. Neither of us knew the other existed, and somehow, he had managed to keep the lie alive. Most people expected us to hate each other, to fight, to compete. After all, that's what usually happens. But something unexpected happened. When I looked at Amara, I didn't see my enemy. I saw another victim. Another woman whose life had been built on lies. Another woman whose trust had been stolen. And she saw the same thing in me. That day, a friendship was born. And together, we started digging. We gathered receipts, bank records, travel records, messages, photos. Every lie Daniel ever told became evidence. The deeper we looked, the uglier the truth became. There weren't just 2 women. There had been others before us. Women he had manipulated, women he had abandoned, women whose lives he had damaged. Daniel wasn't just dishonest. He was a professional liar. To the world, Daniel looked perfect. Successful businessman, loving husband, respected community member. People admired him, trusted him, believed him. But behind that polished image was a man addicted to deception, and he believed he would never get caught. We didn't want revenge, at least not at first. We wanted accountability. We wanted truth. We wanted him exposed. So we created a plan, and for the first time in years, Daniel had absolutely no idea what was coming. The opportunity came at a charity gala, one of Daniel's biggest public events. Hundreds of guests, business partners, friends, family members, everyone who believed his lies, and everyone who was about to learn the truth. Daniel was standing on stage giving a speech when he saw us, together, side by side. I will never forget the look on his face. His smile disappeared instantly. For the first time, the great liar looked terrified, because he knew. The game was over. We presented everything: the marriage certificates, the photographs, the messages, the financial records, the timelines, every piece of evidence, every lie, every betrayal. The room fell silent. You could hear people gasping. Daniel tried to explain, tried to deny, tried to manipulate. But facts don't negotiate, and truth doesn't disappear because someone is uncomfortable. Within weeks, everything collapsed. Business deals disappeared. Partnerships ended. Friends distanced themselves. The reputation he spent years building vanished almost overnight. Not because we destroyed him, because his own actions finally caught up with him. The strange part is, the best thing that came from all of this wasn't justice. It wasn't revenge. It wasn't watching Daniel fall. It was friendship. The woman who called me that Tuesday evening became one of my closest friends. We helped each other heal. We rebuilt our lives together. And somehow, out of betrayal came sisterhood. Sometimes life breaks your heart. Sometimes the people you trust most become strangers. Sometimes everything you believe turns out to be a lie. But sometimes, the worst day of your life becomes the beginning of something better. I answered a phone call expecting a stranger. Instead, I found the truth. I found a friend. And together, we survived the same man. The day my husband's other wife called me was the day both of us finally became free.